Good evening, everybody, on this beautiful Sunday, the first Sunday that the lockdown here in the Netherlands is over. So afterwards, after that this stream is concluded, we can actually run outside and jump over creeks and run in the meadow.
Pee against our neighbor's house.
Well, no, that's still illegal. Why?
Wait, we couldn't do that anymore?
No. Guys,
Oh.
Did we just admit to crimes on stream? Damn it!
Damn it, did again!
Anyway, this episode we can return our beautiful, the lovely Crystal to our game. Hell yeah, she's been away last week. So once again, Crystal, also on stream, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, Crystal just turned 17. So
And a week.
and a week. Oh,
Yes.
Happy
isn't
birthday,
it so cute?
Crystal!
Oh,
Wait, does that mean I can't watch her stream?
No,
Oh,
no, you
no.
can't watch it. You
Damn
can't.
it!
You can participate, but you have to keep your eyes closed.
And you have to move
You have-
closer to your microphone, dude.
Yeah, exactly. You're way too far.
This should be better.
No,
No, still not. I'm just turning it up. Yeah,
There we go.
that's better. Yeah.
it is better. Yes.
Does that count as being?
We just tested this.
We just had a sound check!
I believe this already counts as the technical difficulties for today, so no other things will go wrong during this stream.
Yeah, fingers crossed, my dude.
The Dungeon Daddy has tempted fate.
Yeah.
Everybody remember that if anything goes wrong, it's because somebody up there is looking down at me and saying like, "Oh, I'll show you technical."
Yeah,
difficulties."
if we have technical difficulties
It's-
now, that's
it's
gonna be
my fault.
entirely... Nah,
So,
just kidding.
anywho, with those technical difficulties out of the way, shall we play a game?
And we're back.
Sweet. So, Crystal, to jump back into this game, let us all tell you what you have missed. Because, last we left off, our heroes, the group of adventurers known as the Pack, had transported themselves to this part of the Empire. Well, at first, in search of Iroh's lost friend, Dagwood. But they also still had a side quest they needed to conclude. A side quest that brought them here, to the corrupted forest known as the Blackened Blights, where they were assigned to gather all different kinds of research materials of this strange diseased land to bring back to their benefactor, a mages guild known as the Cerulean Circle. Upon entering the Blackened Blights, our heroes quickly found out why adventurers such as themselves were dispatched to this locale, because they were already assaulted by diseased gnolls within the hour. After that, they fought with some sort of green ooze-like creature that slithered through the forest floors. And eventually, as they ventured further into the heart of this place, a real test of strength presented itself. A large draconic creature, which had the same deadly eyes as a familiar creature known as a basilisk, threw itself upon our party, as the pack members had found its, well, prize, so to speak. Upon the path, they had found a stash of a very precious material, dark wood, that this Dracolisk was apparently guarding. After a fierce battle, our heroes eventually felled the beast. To be more precise, while it fled through the skies, you, Hannah, in your aerial form, were the one to hit it with the finishing blow. However, all this did not transpire as everybody had wanted it to, because even as the beast flew away, its deadly gaze had done which was horrified before. It petrified one of your party members. Allison, your half-elven vampire rogue, now stands as a beautifully petrified stone statue, still in a pose that shows how he was twirling his blade from one side to the other, trying to strike this very beast. And to make matters worse, the artifact on the side of Iroh, the artifact with which our viewers can break the fourth wall and cause havoc or grant boons to any and all in the vicinity, this time our viewers choose to wreak havoc, as the Wild Magic Surge was concluded just at the end of the session, and just as the large Dracolisk fell to the earth by your pack move, so too did a large air elemental appear in the midst of the combat zone. This genie-like specter air elemental now hovers in front of you, Grakal shouting out towards it in an attempt to make peace with it, although it doesn't really seem all that happy. So, while you were still venturing further into the Black and Blights, while the combat is just ending, Allison is turned into a statue. We start off with you, Hannah. As you had felled the creature while it was flying away, it has now fallen out of reach of the rest of the party. And while we are still technically initiative order, your turn comes up first. So, as your enemy is felled to the ground, in your aerial form, you fly back to see the battlefield strewn before you. There stands your own horse-drawn carriage. The horses still a little bit agitated, but as they have seen a lot of fucked up shit during this night, they seem to be pretty much at peace with the amount of bloodshed that has befallen everything around them. You see Allison on the road, a perfectly carved statue. All of your other companions, including your Panther Malo and your other companion, the NPC known as Zell, standing there. And just a little bit up front, a other carriage that had been overgrown by this dark corruption, and within it the prize that you guys all sought out, the stash of dark wood in the middle. As you fly up here, you see Grakal still with his shield raised in some sort of defensive position, but not trying to make any sudden hostile moves. Iroh, what are you doing right now as this is going on?
I was mainly just thinking of how much Allison would, how much people would give for a statue of Allison. Just if he's a statue, then why not sell it and make a profit? That's what I think that is what he would have wanted.
Seems very in character.
Yeah.
And on the other sides,
We'll call it the stoned vampire. Sorry, continue.
there you go. And on the other side, you see Malo and Zell. Zell in his lycanthrope form, still humanoid, but completely wolf-like fur, claws, just stalking the other sides of this flying djinn in the air. Technically, Hannah, you have priority in this. So, what would you like to do? What is the first thing that you do as you come upon all of this?
Okay, so my cutesy.
Right. You are, you are canonically cute. So without having to do anything, you can already try to make a good impression on this little fella here. So go ahead and make a diplomacy check for me, please.
That's 25.
25. All right. As you come flying upon this, you are a very cute burb, and the burb tweets very nicely in the air, but you do see the large air elemental just give you an evil eye from his side glance, that he is still just trying to figure out what the frick just went on here.
I want to turn back to Hannah.
All right. Is that I think that's an action?
Yeah, I think it's 1.
All right, so as you come on, you turn back into your normal humanoid form.
And then I want to use my diplomacy skill to do no cause for alarm.
Ooh, which is? How does that feat work?
It's a feat. And I attempt to reduce panic. Just panic.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay,
and it's
sounds like
comparing to the will DC of the creature.
Ooh,
It sounds like
nice.
the reverse of my paranoia.
All right. I'll say, yeah, this seems pretty fitting. I'll say, for the sake of this, as we all turn back into the normal initiative, you can go ahead and try this, because we're not really in combat. At the same time, Grakal, Iroh, what are the things that you would like to do? You do see that the air elemental is like still hovering menacingly over all of you, and you can see like a little bit of lightning, like he's still charged up and hostile, quote unquote, but he is having some doubts. He's hesitating.
I think Iroh's also gonna go the diplomatic route, and he's just gonna throw his hands up in the air. He's like, no problems here, ma'am. And in that way, Iroh tries to make a diplomatic move.
Very well. Recall?
Yeah, same. So Rakal just holds up his spear and shield. Kind of, openly, surrenderingly. And just kind of leans downwards, trying not to show hostility. And he says, in Draconic, he says, "O great spirit of sky, we mean no harm. We come as friends."
All right. In that case, I will ask all three of you to go ahead and make diplomacy checks for me.
Hit. 14 total.
14
That's
total.
three.
Oof.
Oh wait, I have a hero point. I'm gonna use that hero point, actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna use Halfling Luck on this.
Better. 23.
23, all right.
I have a
all right.
29.
A
29.
25.
And 25. All right. As this dragonborn and halfling are like shouting words at him, the large elemental just bouldering shouts at all of you. Silence! I do not speak those draconic words that you utter. And you, small halfling, you have summoned me from my battlefield, from my troops to your midst. What is all this? You,
Me?
Yes?
druid. You seem calm in the midst of this. I will speak with you.
Oh boy.
What is the meaning of this? Do you command this halfling? Do you command the actions that have brought me here within your midst?
I think this is a good point to make a recall knowledge check, Crystal. So using it's the application of lore elementals. So this is a good point to see what you know, I think.
I do what Charlie's saying.
Go ahead and make a lore elements check.
Yay.
It's very hard not to move, I must add. It's very difficult.
Keep going. You're doing.
Statues
very
don't talk,
well.
Max.
28.
28. All right. You look upon this man, specter, what have you, and you begin to think back on the different studies that you have had, and one specific sort of elemental creature comes to mind now that you can see it, and now that he speaks of pulling him from his battlefield. You have heard of things called storm lords, who are these elemental warlords from the elemental plane who, wage all different kinds of wars between themselves, between the other elements. Just an all-round angry dude who likes to fight.
Fair. Oh, damn it. Should I use that? Maybe. Well, Hannah starts talking to him. Well, we didn't do it on purpose. We were in a fight, and I think that stone thingy that the halfling is holding with him, I think it wanted you to help us, but we're already done with the fight, so it's not really that useful. But I'm so sorry.
So what you say is that this halfling brought me here? And
No,
as
no,
he
no,
does so,
no,
he
no,
uncurls his
no.
arms and a bolt of lightning begins to emanate from it.
It's not the halfling. It's a thing that he's carrying with him. It's another being, so to say.
Does he not control the trinkets which he carries?
No, it's not really his trinket. It's not really ours either.
We do
It's-
not control it.
It's sort of a thing that's sticking with us, and we can't really throw it away or something like that. We just have to carry it around.
To be
Are
honest,
you
I don't
saying
control
that my
any
presence
trinkets.
here is an accident?
No, we love that you're here, and we like to admire your strength and your power, and you just look amazing.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy.
You look amazing.
Oh my God.
So powerful.
Did you get your hair done?
I can already
Those-
see this Elemento standing there like, thank you.
Your air smells very pure today.
Those muscles, my god.
Oos! It's getting windy in here.
Oh dear.
Oh, diplomacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
25.
25. Well, if this artifact has brought me, where is here?
What is this forest called again?
Blights?
Blight Forest?
Blight Forest.
Yes.
I have not heard of this place. You, humanoids, this is within the material realm, is it not?
Yes.
Chaos has brought me here. I will bring order to this realm then.
Cool.
If this were to be my new battlefield, so be it. I will gather my troops, and we will bring civilization here to its knees. I
Yes.
will leave you now.
Wait.
I have work to do.
Oh, mighty
Recall-
you. Wait. No. Wait. Can we have something of you that we can use to remind you of and pray for your strength?
Go ahead and make a deception check, I think.
Well, he's an elemental, so
What's the reasoning behind you asking this?
I want to use this to sell.
You want to use this to sell? Wait, what?
No, to sell. Like
to sell.
we are collecting stuff.
So you're
So-
asking?
Oh, you want a sample of him?
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
not
okay, yeah,
really.
okay. That's a deception check. That's a deception check.
I
Go
was
ahead.
thinking this was
Great
to
time.
track or anything to
Yeah, like, I was-
subscribe.
Oh well, could be. I just
I was already thinking like,
Maybe.
oh, Hannah has a spell or something that she can banish elemental to another plane and then needs a little bit of the elemental.
Why would you banish an
I
elemental?
think she's been talking to Iroh too much lately.
Yeah.
Christelle, Hannah.
I'm a great influence.
I love it.
Well, we're
Go-
in this terrible forest to collect stuff, so might
Go
as
ahead and
well.
make a
deception.
deception check. Because it's not gonna be to worship him.
22.
22, huh?
Do I have
Sure. What?
a hero point?
No.
Damn it. Then it's a 22.
You may worship me by thinking of this visage before you. And if you do so properly, once I will rule these lands, you will become a fine subject.
Well, we can't let him do this, yes?
Well-
looks around.
In this forest, I think we can.
Will
What?
you fight only here? In these lands? These badlands?
These lands, all these lands, will become mine before long.
And what if we ask that you just go back to other battlefield? Is better place to fight, yes, amongst more powerful beings. Only small things like Grakal here, and smaller things like Hannah and Iroh. Not worth time, yes? Look for better, stronger things. Maybe you help us. We always find strong things. Just kill Dragolisk.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, I'm
A
using
little bit on the
reasonable
edge, I guess.
arguments and stuff. That's a natural 15 for 26.
26.
So that's pretty good.
Your words do ring true. You are very small.
Yes, you are big, strong, need good challenge. Also, we summoned you. Yes, by accident, but also glad that you are here. For you are a strong creature, and we wish to offer tribute in return for favor. Tribute, and I point with my spear at the dead Dracolisk lying over yonder, crashed in like this. There's this track behind him, I imagine, as he lit amongst
For the people that have ever slew a dragon in Skyrim, where it flies over a little bit and then leaves like this large crater through the ground, that's how the Dracolisk is now also like embedded into the forest floor right here.
Exactly.
So this is how the accident transpired. You have offered this great beast to me and unknowingly summoned me to this plane. Things are coming into focus. But still, my battlefield can be formed anywhere where my storm can rage. But you are very small. You say this creature is tribute to me, and I, Stormlord of the elemental plane of air, accept this tribute.
Aha!
But with it, I must now return to my own battlefield.
Yes, maybe Grant, most loyal follower. One thing, and I point at Allison. He's smart man, great warrior, small warrior, but he fight like the wind. Yes, he fights like. Whenever he fights, he makes sounds, whoosh, 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 like wind. Yes, but turn to stone, poor man. Maybe you help. If you wish, Lord Storm.
As you speak of this, as he looks towards this stone figure, you see a look of disgust in the air elemental's like half translucent eyes. He is one of stone. I will not touch his foul visage with my own. He can stand there and rot. Weakness does not belong under this Storm Lord. No, your tribute has been accepted. And for now, I will grant you my blessing before I leave back to my home plane. Because you can return me, yes.
No!
Yes, maybe chance. I think. We do not have power to know. Only the gods.
Hannah, at this moment, you hear in your mind a different voice. You so do entertain me. Do not be alarmed. He will return to that place from whence he came. Grant him this. Promise him his return.
Wait, who's this?
That's all you hear.
Grakal and Iroh look over to Hannah in confusion as he says that.
It's Iroh, Hannah.
Lord Storm, you will get home safely.
Very well. I accept your grand tribute of this, Lisk. And I thank the subjects here on the material plane. Go now, with the blessing of the winds. And he waves his hand, and all of you feel the winds quicken beside you. And for the foreseeable future, your movement speed is increased by 5 feet.
Oh.
Now, return me to my battlefield. And you see this large tear in the fabric of space and time itself open up as a terror-dimensional rift opens up and he is sucked inward and it's closed shut.
Look, Iroh, Grakal lied. Grakal lied. Good.
Grakal, you did great.
Yes.
Guys, did you just hear a sort of manly voice in your head?
I think that was the elemental.
No. Pretty sure it wasn't the elemental.
Always hear manly voice in head. My voice, I think.
Well, I'm not a man, so that wouldn't make sense.
You are not?
No. What? Did you really think I was a...
Grakal forgets with soft skins.
I'm a girl, but so you didn't. Something in my head said we were entertaining, and okay.
The voice returns. Now then, Hannah. With this small predicament pushed aside, there is still the problem of your friend there, is there not?
Who are you?
Who I am might be revealed soon enough, but for now, time is of the essence.
Okay.
Or do you wish to keep him as a statue?
Well, you know, there's an aspect of it that's kind of okay. No, let's change him back. Yeah.
You've been fed, Wouter.
Oh dear.
And Max, you have permission to move. My permission for what it mattered. For us.
I will allow this.
I'm eating Melo just because you said I was about to die.
So again, I guess Iroh and Grakal look at Hannah in confusion.
The voice continues.
Oh.
You have entertained me this far. I have gazed at all of you from afar. But the life of this elf can be saved by yourself. More value than gold, more precious than silk, pouring like wine, flowing like milk. The half-elf's nightly feast, an offering of war. A pact must be sealed with the beasts of battles before. The clock is ticking.
Damn.
It's a riddle.
Why are you giving me the riddle? Oh no.
You can speak with your companions.
And you have high wisdom. I mean, theoretically, Hannah...
Thank you, Charlie, for indirectly calling me not really that wisdomous. There you go. Crystal Crystal's leaving the chat now. Bye.
I'll say nothing.
No, wisdomous.
All
That's
right.
great. That's great.
But standing in front of you is still the statue of Allison. And some sort of being has just whispered a riddle into your mind. A riddle, as it says, could mean Allison's salvation.
Okay, so Hannah's a smarty,
Mhm.
and she shares the riddle.
Right.
Can you
What was the
maybe
riddle, Hannah?
tell us once more about her, my dear
Yes,
lord?
I can.
Thank you.
More valued than gold, more precious than silk, pouring like wine, flowing like milk.
Blood.
The
Yeah.
half-elf's nightly feast, an offering of war. A pact must be sealed with the beasts of battles before.
So we need the blood of the thing that changed him into stone?
I think so. Yeah. So the Dracolisk, I actually wonder, did the air elemental take it or something?
No, it's still like how you burn things as an offering. It's just like, look, I killed this for you. Aren't you glad? Like, hell yeah, that's a show of strength. Good
Oh,
job.
Basically,
Wait.
cats.
I was actually totally prepared to just sacrifice the whole loot of that to avoid combat right now with our wounded party -1 even. But this is perfect. So Grakal doesn't really get the riddle, so I'll leave the rest to you.
Hannah will start getting blood from the Dracolisk, it's called?
Well, you don't know what it's called, but eventually I had to call it something during the combat encounter, so I
Fair.
just the name.
From the thing we fought.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So what do you do?
I
You
I
get
get
blood from it.
I get a flask or
Okay.
something.
Yeah,
You try
actually,
to take one of the flasks of Allison and realize that all of the flasks are also turned
Well-
to stone.
Don't we have flask in the bag of holding as well?
no,
but
actually,
what
guys,
we can do?
previous session, Allison gave each of us a flask, just in case we ever needed a flask for something again. So
Yeah.
we all have a single flask on us.
Oh,
Good. And Max seems very happy that I'm remembering this. Yeah.
great.
My idea was just to cut off the head and then hold it upright so the blood would stay in it.
As you guys are saying this, and like getting with those small flasks, which are like yay big, Zell, your companion, walks up in his werewolf form and he just says, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And he gets Allison's body up on his shoulder, like the statue, and just begins to walk towards the beast.
Sure.
And the wound that you had made with your large beak, he just gets it. Grakal! Open it up further.
Yes. I twist it into my axe. I walk up to the Dracolisk, where, near where Zell's standing. I guess near the neck. You know, there's some good veins. there.
Yes, so like this area.
Ah, yeah, right.
Where the neck meets with the rest of the torso.
Perfect. And Grakal just takes a.
Go ahead and make an athletics check for me, please. And see how gruesome we can get this.
Easy natural one.
Yeah. You get out your gigantic great axe weapon, and as you smack it downward, you realize, oh, fuck. Turn the other way. Okay, now.
You
Go ahead and
smash
make an
Allison
athletics.
instead.
That's much better. All right. I guess that's good to waste my one on. 13 plus 17
Yeah.
for a 30.
This gruesome sound of like splintering bone and flesh being ripped apart. You part this creature with saw-like motions, which is very nice because your neck splitter great axe has like these serrated blades at the end. So it's a very good saw thing. You're getting like Bloodborne vibes from off of this. And as the entrance into this creature has increased by a substantial amount, Zell lifts the stone statue of Allison off, and like with this wet thud, the whole statue is immersed in the large body of the Dracolisk. And all of you look at each other for a moment, eyes locking, as slowly but surely Allison's petrified form begins to turn to flesh once again. And before long, also his face turns back to flesh and... Oh no, wait, that's not what you do because you're a vampire, so you don't breathe. So it's just... I guess.
Oh! That almost sounds like count. Like, oh!
I try and get up, get my weapon ready to combat basically once again. And I just look around. What just happened?
Haha! Big monster of wind came, and Grakal lied to him, so he went away again. Oh, but before that, Allison got turned to stone by monster, and he pokes the Dracolisk with his axe.
Could I make a nature check or something to identify what this might have been?
And what the relevant reagents would be, right?
Probably. DM?
Excuse me, sorry.
Could I ascertain what kind of beast this might have been?
I'd say go ahead or make a Arcana or Nature check for me. No, you know what? This would be Nature.
Same for me, so it doesn't really matter. 25.
25.
Natural 12.
You've heard about basilisks. It's a pretty iconic beast because the magic that it has within itself is so very specific and legendary to turn people into stone. Looking at, like large lizards, 6 feet. This large guy also had wings and could breathe stuff like dragons, so it's probably not a pure basilisk, but definitely basilisk adjacent.
I heard rumors that the blood of a basilisk helps, but how did you guys figure this out?
Hannah heard a voice.
Yeah, I'm hearing a voice in my head now. I guess this is a new thing. Maybe it's a new god. I don't know.
So I have a feeling of what it could be, but I don't know if Ira would know this. Can I make like a check to see if Ira would know what I would know?
Sure. Go ahead and just roll a straight up intelligence check.
Cool.
On a 10 or higher, you know.
Oh, I rolled an 18.
Well, there you go. 18,
yeah.
I do believe, is higher than 10.
So there's one creature that is known for making riddles. And it happens to be the one creature that we are actually looking at for. Hannah, it could be the Sphinx.
But why is he talking to me?
Because he thinks you're pretty.
Oh! Okay, so I tried to think to the Sphinx. I'm not sure if this works. Do you think I'm pretty?
You think that question really, really hard with all your wizardy wisdom. No response.
Damn it.
I will, meanwhile, whilst they are strolling around, I will try and harvest blood and other things that I feel like might be efficient from this creature.
You can get your cloak and just rinse it out. That will be a hefty amount of blood.
Yeah,
you
that's good
are
work.
filthy.
Oh
You
yeah,
should have
probably.
broken off a piece of Allison before he turned back into flesh.
Oh yeah, Pinky or something. Yeah.
Actually, now that we're speaking of this, Grakal uses his Lord Tanning and gets to work on the Dracolisk.
You know what, Allison? Because we are in the domain of Allison gathering all different types of scars. Just go ahead and roll me a d20 through the screen, and on a natural 1, we'll have like a piece of your ear or one of your fingers broken off, because Zell was a little bit hefty.
Is it just on a natural one?
Only on a natural one. Only on a natural one.
No, that's a d4. Would have been a 1 though, so that doesn't count. Doesn't count!
Dude, I'm already torturing you. We don't need you to add to the pile.
Let's see. Okay. D20. Okay. There's a 1 in there, but it's a 10.
Okay. So, you are fine. You, for a moment, just go like, oh fuck. Fingers, toes. Okay, I think I'm... Oh no. Yeah, no, everything's there. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Just imagine having your dick fall off or something like that.
What? What are you talking about? That's
So it happened. Yeah,
weird
Sarah was a
thought.
little bit too rough, so now I'm a eunuch. A eunuch vampire, though.
But yeah, I try and start collecting more samples.
Wait, did we all that time mishear Grakal? It's actually Grakal eunuch. Right. So for this, you guys will have let's see, what did I put down for the Dracolisk? Three different options to harvest something from it.
Sweet.
So, Grakal
okay.
goes at it with a lore tanning check. Go ahead and do that. Allison, what was your way of trying to harvest from this beast?
I think the most potent substance in this creature is his blood, so I'll try and harvest his blood. So
That would be a medicine check, I guess. So go ahead and make a medicine check. Anybody else want in on this?
Me.
Yeah? What you gonna do?
Well, he did stone Allison with his eyes, right?
He did.
Okay, so I'm going to do something very gruesome.
You're gonna pop out the eyes?
scoop
Yeah.
him up.
Can
All
I
right.
do that with nature?
I guess that would be more of a survival, but I think you're pretty good at both, right?
I'm better at nature.
Yeah, but like nature is like the knowledge part. This is more the just like being good at surviving and like skinning and working with dead animals.
Maybe crafting.
Yeah,
Nah,
maybe I don't know.
I'm gonna go on a
let's
whim
do
here.
survival.
I'm gonna go on a whim and I'm gonna collect some teeth from the
Gonna
best.
collect some teeth. Well, for the sake of this, we only had 3 people that could harvest from it. So if these are the 3 things that are going to be harvested from it, I'm afraid that there's no room for Iroh to also
problem.
get like samples. We
Then
can go over if you want to like take certain things with you for yourself. See if you want to do anything with it later on, but it won't count towards the samples that you need to collect for the side quest.
No, Iroh will probably do the honorary job of doing nothing. Yeah.
Very good. All right, so Grukal, your lore tanning check. What did we get?
I rolled a natural 11, makes it a total of 20.
20. Ugh.
It's
Even
a lore
with-
check though, so
Yeah,
like
Even with the -5, you need a 21 to succeed. So
Could
it's just
Iroh
one
aid
point.
him? Because he can't do things on his own. Oh, is that a thing that he can do?
Sure.
make a
Iroh.
crafting check, Iroh.
No. This would be something charismatic because he's dancing and he's being a cheerleader. So
Performance.
yeah, I'll allow a diplomacy to like whisper some good words towards Grukal.
Oh, that's gonna be a 28.
Okay, fine. You get your +1, and that makes it a 21. Is exactly what you need.
Yes!
So
Got
as you are getting your knives out and start skinning, you begin to think to yourself, man, oh man, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. And then you look towards Iroh, and Iroh's doing this little dance, and you think to yourself, I am good enough. I can do this.
I
And then
am
you
better than
continue,
him.
Yeah. I was
And you get
thinking the same. Well, at least I'm not Iroh.
yeah, no, but... And with that, you skin the entire piece of this creature off, and eventually you have like these nice layers of skin at the ready, which does count towards a nice little sample that can be distributed to your benefactor after the fact. Next to that, Allison, what was your medicine check?
I'm gonna reroll with a hero point because I rolled a 3 and I don't want a 3. A 17 is a lot better. That's plus 15, so that's 22.
32, I think.
32, sorry, yes.
32. All right. So normal success. So you also get some nice hefty vials of blood of this beast, and you put it away, and that's very nice. And you got another sample. And Hannah, what was your survival check?
31.
31. Nice. Both eyes come out. You put them in a nice little bag, and another sample has been collected. So these samples all run for 35 gold pieces. So in total, that's another 105 gold pieces of worth added to the big pile of stuff that you found in this place.
Nice.
As always, if you want to keep certain things to yourself because you might feel that they hold some potency as magical reagents or whatever, keep that in mind so you can subtract it from the total and keep them for yourselves if you want to find more stuff.
Talking about the total, we're at 286 of the 300 gold pieces.
Very well. With that, as these samples are loaded up into the carriage, Allison.
There were other creatures helping this basilisk.
There were indeed, yes. There were 2 smaller basilisks that each one can also be tried to be harvested. So, what do you want to do?
Is that
More
just
eye
one?
popping?
Is that just one check per basilisk for the smaller one?
Yeah, the smaller ones are just the one.
I'll take one on me.
Okay. Going for a medicine check once again to
yeah.
get all the blood out.
Yeah, I feel like the
Right.
blood is the most potent. So
Seems like a very logical thing to harvest from basilisk, yeah.
In
After
that
you
case-
saw what it did to yourself.
In that case, Iroh is going to go for the other one.
All right.
29 for me.
Nice. Another 5th level sample added. And Iroh, what you can do? How are you going to harvest this creature?
I think I'm also going to go for blood. But that would be a medicine check, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in total, that's going to be a 22.
22.
Yeah.
Let me take a look-see real quick, because for 5th level, yep, you needed a 20, so that's nice. So with that, you can add 2 5th level samples, which each amount to 8 gold pieces, so that's 16 gold pieces added. And I do think that with that, you should have enough already.
Yep. Awesome. Then if we find something, it's just extra.
Yeah, so any other nice, valuable things that you might find in this place, you can also keep for yourself. Or you can switch out with other things, because maybe you want to try to keep some basilisk blood, or basilisk eyes, whatever.
Okay, but so the Sphinx is currently talking to Hannah. Do we have a direction where we want to go? Because apparently they want to talk to us, so that's good.
While they're discussing this, Gurkal starts pulling the Darkwood out of the rotten or overgrown carriage and starts blocking it inside our carriage on the side and attaching it via ropes so that it doesn't wobble around.
Very well.
Right.
So-
Are there any variables in that one? Because we didn't check. Yeah. Because there was the carriage on the side of the road that
There
we.
was Darkwood in there.
Yeah.
It's only
And-
Darkwood. Okay.
Yeah, and as Gurkal, while you guys are also taking a couple of minutes to harvest the blood from the other 2 basilisks, you can see Gurkal walk over to the carriage, which was overgrown with this black corruption, as it seemingly tried to, well, I don't know, like siphon the power of the Darkwood. It's a magical substance. It was trying to do something, perhaps trying to corrupt it. But as Gurkal chopped away at the encasement, now without the Dracolisk as its protector, that went fairly well, and eventually you can indeed get all the logs of Darkwood out of it and store it away in your carriage. After that, you take a good long look inside, but it seems that other than some tethered cloth that had been pushed over it, and some ropes which are also completely petrified in this black corruption, there is nothing left within the carriage. It seemed that it was just transporting this batch, which is, mind you, a hefty batch. It was completely loaded up. What you guys have is 300 gold pieces worth of Darkwood.
Nice.
Nice.
The
In the meantime, you're discussing the Sphinx and the riddle.
Yeah,
right?
the corrupted stuff itself,
Mhm.
was that still worth anything? Because this area is loaded with that as well, right?
Yeah, it might be worth something. If you want to try and harvest that will be a difficult check, because there's a pretty high chance that you will get fucked up by the disease. Although you as a vampire do not succumb
No
to any
worries.
types of disease, I think.
No.
So, hell yeah. In that case, go ahead and make a herbalism check for me. Because it's technically some sort of plant matter. And you know how to work around those sorts of things.
Natural 12 plus 15 is 27.
27, nice. All right, then as you take a good look at everything that Grakal is chopping away, eventually you push him aside and you yourself climb into the carriage to work from the inside, because most of all this black stuff is just, well, drenched with the disease itself and just some sort of petrified material, which isn't all that special, except for the fact that if you touch it, you will contract the disease yourself. But in the middle, you can see at the top, again, this small piece that's smoldering like a coal. Once again, you have found it inside one of the other creatures in this forest as well, where it sort of acted as a nervous system for the creatures that are infected with this disease. And knowing that this might be of worth, you begin to chop away around it, and eventually you snap the last piece with your metal tools. You don't want to use wooden tools on something that corrupts plant matter, and it falls in a jar. Close it up with a glass lid, and you have another sample, and that would be, let's see here, another 8th level, 25 gold pieces worth.
Nice. Okay, awesome. We're getting somewhere.
All right. Still though, riddles in the head of Hannah.
Yeah, so we were trekking closer to the center of the forest, right, Hannah? How far are we off?
Well, he didn't really tell me where he's at.
We
Go ahead and make a... What would this be?
Survival?
Yeah, survival or perception? I don't know. Something.
Nature.
Nature. No, this would be... yeah, let's make it a survival check. Because it's about, like, distances and...
That's usually survival.
Yeah.
$20.
20. It's hard to say, but figuring out like how large this piece of corrupted woods was, you should be pretty close to the center. Like, give or take, you could be at the center right now, or it could take like 30 minutes, 45 minutes tops, but you should be very close.
We're close to the center.
Okay. I will climb up a tree and I'll see if I can see anything on the horizon. So I see if there's anything that pops up.
All right. You, with your acrobatic vampire form, you jump up a tree, and as you gaze up from it, go ahead and make a perception check. You take your time, I think?
Yeah, I take my time. Did I have another hero point? Or not?
I do not know.
No?
You do not,
Certain
bruh.
things that I know, certain things that I do not know.
Natural 1, 18.
Oh, too bad. All right, so as you take a look, you see that the air surrounding this entire patch of forest is thick with some sort of mist rising up from it, probably also caused by this magical corruption that is seeping through the entire land. But it does make looking at things very, very difficult.
Come. Don't see anything. Kind of just climb down. Let's just track for another 30 minutes, see if we notice anything in the surroundings.
Sounds like a good plan.
We could also scout from this area. I feel like this basilisk creature, this was probably his territory, so there shouldn't be any harmful creatures next to this, in the close vicinity at least. So we
In
might...
the air, most definitely not in the air, I think. So I try to summon...
Your small raven familiar porches itself on your shoulder.
Okay, Lenore, we need to find a Sphinx. So can you have a look around and see if you find a Sphinx anywhere? It should be probably very easy to spot because it's a Sphinx.
It's really weird to see a bird raise its eyebrows, but after that, it flies off.
In the meantime, Grakal will meditate and refocus so I can lay on hands everybody. I first just heal myself for 24 HP.
Very well.
I will try to make a quick scout round just in the near close vicinity where I feel like, hey, this might just still be the territory of this creature, so I would feel like other creatures would not be as near.
You want to go? You want to go down low and stealthy, or just making a quick round to get a good perception around the area?
I'd like to stay aware. Like, I'm not going to run through, but I'm not going to stealth per se.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Basically, I'm going to take my time using my check, but next to that, I'm not going to stealth. So that is a 28.
28. All right. So recall, you need to take a couple of minutes because you need to refocus every time for 10 minutes until you can use your healing power again. So it does take you like half an hour to get everybody back up and running, I think, because there were some hefty amounts of damage that have been dealt to different people. Allison, in the meantime, takes a good look around. Other than some very inconspicuous sounds of other creatures that might be living here, no real roars of terror or anything large and looming does come within your gaze. The only thing that you find some couple of times are some stray birds that flutter up and away, but other than that, nothing out of the ordinary. It seems that the area is pretty secure.
Okay.
As you return to the carriage, you do see Zell now back in his normal darkling form, with hood back because, well, it's nighttime. And he is in the carriage, just like caressing the wood a little bit, picking a piece up, gazing it over. And as you return and he sees that, he eventually pipes up and says, "Guys, by the way, I think I can give you a little bit of thanks through this. I can create some pretty nifty stuff from this material."
The dark wood.
Aye,
It's
it is my namesake.
Name and craft.
It is said that once my house of darklings found themselves in their current predicament, one of the ways that we used to make a living was the perfection of using this exact material. It is why that it is called darkwood. Everybody in my family, everybody in my house learns their deft hands and their skill through the appreciation of this material. I can craft pretty much anything you want off of this.
Interesting. Okay. Then we'd have to think on this, but I'm not very sure what kind of object from wood we would like. But...
Guys! I'm
Yes.
thinking armored chariot instead of carriage.
I am very much for this.
To give you a couple of ideas, darkwood normally it is used to create whole sets of armor. It is a very light material. It can mimic the normal, attributes of a set of armor, but make it more light and easy to wear. Normally, if a suit of armor would require a certain amount of strength to move around in it freely, then if I can create the same effects for less required strength.
Does
Make
Hannah...
suit of armor for wagon.
Could also be done.
Then we use wagon to protect us.
Hannah, do you use hide armor right now? What kind of armor do you wear? Because if anyone,
I
it
think
would
I'm
be
using
you.
hide.
Then maybe
Wait.
we could get you better armor.
Hannah's
So
using
basically,
armor.
because, well, for Hannah it would work very well because it is wood and
Yeah.
you can't wear metal armor sets, but you could what is your strength score right now?
1 + 1.
Okay,
out of 12.
so that means that you could wear suits of hardwood armor that would require normally a +2 in strength because it's lowered by 1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I would like
Allison
that very
says this,
much,
but
yes.
I think this is secretly a ploy so that Cell has to take Hannah's measurements.
You don't say this out loud? Oh, too bad.
No.
Anywho, food for thought. But know that it would be my pleasure to craft certain objects of this material. It is quite well kept, to be honest.
Would you be able to make a breastplate for Hannah?
I could create a suit of armor that has the same protective qualities, yes. Although technically it would be a sort of different... Yes, I could, yes.
Then we'll think on that. I think that would work well.
I agree.
Wouldn't want our druids to die. And given that's made of wood, oh, perfect. You think about how you want to make it look like, Hannah, then we can see what we can do for you.
Yes, Hannah, you will need protection. Sal can help.
Yes.
And just for the record, you have technically given Zell wood, so...
Okay.
Anywho, I
Right,
believe
we
that
done?
everybody is patched up. Shall we continue?
Let's.
All right. Because as a small, whatchamacallit, throwback, you also still have another sort of side quest in this area, and that is indeed to meet up with this Sphinx and get some information from him, her, or it.
Yes, DM. Could you let the viewers know what the idea was?
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
have to find something for Nito, or know something. And the idea is that we don't let the Sphinx know we're working for Nito, and we don't kill the Sphinx. Like,
Well,
those are the...
Well, that's
Right.
that's your interpretation.
No. Gricol specifically asked...
Yeah. So Nito is the one that you... There is this other person that you guys have a relationship with named Nito. And Nito said, hey, I know this Sphinx living in this piece of corrupted wood. If you can get there and they have some information for me, if you could retrieve that for me, that would be swell. However, the last time, those two didn't leave on the best of terms. He didn't really elaborate all that much, but it seems that they are in some sort of a fight, and the Sphinx might not be happy with Nito. Right.
Yeah, so we can say that it is for Nito, because the information is for Nito, right? That was the impression.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
somehow
so
I doubt that the Sphinx doesn't really know.
No, the Sphinx kept a magical ledger for Nito, which automatically retrieved all sorts of information.
Yeah, so basically it's asking like, hey, we work for Nito, can we get this ledger? Cool.
Without telling her that we work for Nito.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I mean. If the Sphinx has been, whatever, tracking us, divining us since we entered the swamp, then they will know. Because we encountered Nito inside these Badlands.
Yeah,
You encountered him outside of them.
I did?
He didn't venture forth into this place. Just
My
outside,
bad.
you found him.
My bad.
but is it bad for us? I don't think it's bad for us. Like, they just can't meet because they'll get into trouble. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing if we tell them like, oh hey, yeah, Nito asked us to get this.
Yeah, we can be nice about it and honest. We should be Ridley about it.
Mm.
There's a guy you don't like. You have stuff from them.
Make it rhyme, Max. Make
Hey,
it
are you here?
rhyme.
Hey, are you here because of Nito? Maybe. Ooh, I like you now. So, everything, blah, 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 blah. All the loot is gathered and put into the carriage. All the peoples here are patched up by a combination of the holy magics of our good friend Gricol, as well as the medicinal abilities of Allison. Are we continuing, or
Yeah,
was there did you guys want to search further on, or?
We'll continue.
Harvest, heal, and head out. The 3 H's.
All right. So,
I think we're
what
just
are? Oh, yes.
I said I think we're just gonna move on. About that Sphinx, if we really want to have someone who's on the level of the Sphinx, I think our party needs to go to Gotham.
It needs to?
Go to Gotham.
Oh,
So, What are the tactics as we continue our trek through this corrupted land? Hannah's once again riding the carriage, conducting.
Yes.
All right,
I'm on the back.
you're on the back.
You sure?
Carl is walking up front.
Shield and spear, and I am the vanguard. Yeah.
Has the Raven returned?
Not yet.
Okay. I guess Allison on the way there will, because given that we're very much near the center of the forest, might still be interesting to look for something. So on the way, I'll just herbalize.
All right, so another herbalism check, please, for you, so I can keep track of that.
26.
26. We're writing it down in my lists. The writing down has been concluded. All right. As this is going on, Zell, your companion, is walking around keeping a detect magic going to make sure that there are no problems of the magical nature around all of you. And Iroh, you can go ahead and make a perception check.
Say 18.
18. All right. You are keeping a very, very close eye on all the different surroundings that you find, but you find yourself distracted by certain things here and there, not really keeping a lookout as well as you could, until you guys are no more than 5 or 10 minutes underway once again, as you frighten yourself a little bit, Iroh, as a small little piece falls in your lap. And at the same time, Lenore, your raven familiar, porches up on your shoulder, and you take a look at what she has dropped in your lap, and it's a small stump of a candle.
Oh.
Ah! After which, Lenore flies up once again and begins to just like flutter in front of the carriage. And eventually you guys come to somewhat of a intersection where you can go to the left and the right. And Lenore guides you to the left as the carriage is drawn in that direction. A couple of minutes pass, another intersection where she guides you across the right path. And eventually, you begin to see, all of you, where this little candle came from. As one by one, these stones begin to appear on the side of the road with a couple of candles on them, just burning away. A couple of small little firelights in this otherwise dormant piece of forest land. Eventually you see another stone with a couple of candles on top of it, and then another one, and then another one. And eventually you're walking through this path that turns into a small little valley with candles on both sides. And eventually Zell says, "Wait. There is something here." As he jumps from the wagon, walks up just one step in front of you, Grikal, and with a wave of his hand, words begin to apparate. To enter into the domain of Urania the Necro Sphinx, sacrifice that which is asked. You measure my life in hours, and I serve you by your expiring. I'm quick when I'm thin, I'm slow when I'm fat. The wind is my enemy.
Could you repeat that?
You measure my life in hours, and I serve you by expiring. I'm quick when I'm thin, I'm slow when I'm fat. The wind is my enemy.
That's a
okay.
candle.
Yeah.
Alright, so what do you guys do?
We'll light a candle.
Throw
And
the little candle stop at it.
is there like a place where we can sacrifice this?
There's this small little route just running into this valley. 2 bulbous hills are like rising up on both sides. And other than these words just drifting in the air, there's nothing really here.
I'll light a candle and see if the light will bring me anywhere.
As you light the candle, Turning towards the words, it seems that the very mist from which these words are made begins to ignite. The way is made clear.
The ignition leads anywhere?
The ignition just burns away the words that are floating in midair. That's about it.
Okay. As in there, the passage is okay. Cool. We continue in that case.
All right. And with that, the horse-drawn carriage continues into this small valley. As you guys are making your way, you begin to realize that at the top of these two hills, again, stand a couple of trees. But these trees also have these candles, like just perched on all of the leafless branches that they carry with them, all ignited. And it doesn't take long to realize that as you guys are riding past here, those trees turn with you and are looking at you, it seems.
I look at
100 feet
Hannah.
further, and you eventually see just one of the trees just move a little bit and get a closer look as you guys are passing.
I whisper to Hannah, would you like to talk to them?
I don't have speaker plans right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we
I would
continue.
have, but
All right. Another 50 or so, 100 feet, and this small little valley opens up. The first thing that hits your nostrils is the smell of decay. As in the middle of this small little valley, there is this lowering of the ground about 150 feet in diameter, circular roughly, with a couple of these other paths leading towards other places in the forest. Allison?
A couple of seconds back, after Hannah said I don't have a spell, the other ends could also just talk. If you want to, you could give it a go.
Hannah mumbles, hello? While she's looking at the trees.
As you guys are slowly making your way into this small valley, you perch up and just say, hello? You don't really see any eyes. Well, one thing that you do realize is where the tree ends that you saw were trees, but they had some sort of humanoid shape.
Mm-hmm.
These do really look like just trees that are uprooted and walking around a little bit. So it's a little bit different. But as you speak a couple of words to them, they don't really seem to react. They do like perch forward and in your general direction as if they were perceiving you in some sort of way, but you don't see any real eyes or mouth or other places where they could speak from, and they don't seem to react to your words.
And they seem harmless.
So far.
They seem like completely leafless trees with a couple of candles put up inside them. Other than that, they're moving, but they don't seem hostile, no.
Is our candle still lit? Am I still carrying it?
If you want to.
Could I put the candle that I have within the tree as well, like next to the other candles?
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check for me real quick.
Natural 11 for a 25.
25. Eventually you come upon one of the larger trees with low-hanging branches, and you outstretch for a moment to put the candle in. One of the branches perches forward, accepts the candle, and then turns back up and allows you to pass.
Let's remain friendly as we continue.
The call looks around and replies, "This place is dark, an affront. I say we burn it."
No, let's not do that.
And I'm not sure what shape your weapon currently has, but if it's an axe, could you please refer it to something else?
No, I'm holding my shield and spear.
Okay, thanks.
as you guys come upon this small little heart of the valley, this little alcove in the middle, or roughly the middle, of this piece of forest known as the Blackened Blights. As I said, the first scent that hits you is the smell of rot, decay, of death itself. And you have a rough idea where it's coming from, because as you enter this place, again, candles are strewn all around, where the black leafless nature mixes with this orange-red glow to give this eerie, spooky feeling. In the middle of this alcove, in the middle of the 150 feet circle, lies a roughly oval-shaped pond filled with some sort of black ichor, very reminiscent of the disease that you have seen corrupting the entire area. But this puddle is like 30 by 20 feet, and there's no saying how deep it goes, although you can see around the edges remnants of an arm sticking out, a couple of pieces of bone, and on one side a tree that is like halfly grown over it. Other than that, a couple of these same zombified trees with candles in them make way as they step aside and open up a path that leads to the other side, where from some sort of underground cave comes stepping, one hand after the other, the Sphinx that you have been searching for. A androgynous face with a large black cowl standing upright, with this large band around the head as well, giving this Egyptian aesthetic of black and purple. The cowl continues and forms into this beautiful, very nice silk black robe that drapes across the back of this Sphinx, only giving room for two large black feathered wings to sprout from them. With the front legs of this beast, you can also see that the fur of the Sphinx is a similar beautiful midnight black, shining in the little limelight that these candles offer this person. And as you look upon the androgynous face, you can see that there is this beautiful mixture of purple and black eyeshadow all around these two eyes that are pools of the most deepest, darkest blue that you have ever seen. Well now, it has been long since I have visitors. Welcome to my sanctuary. I have seen you all walk through my domain, and it has been amusing to see adventurers such as yourself so reckless. Although I must say that it is unwise to speak of certain things knowing that some might be listening or watching. And these last few words the Sphinx speaks as it peers deeply into the eyes of Recall.
Yes.
I wonder.
For reference, one more time, how big is this creature?
Oh, the creature is technically large. So it is a large buff lion,
Okay.
where the head of a humanoid figure perches up.
Is he the same size as Melo?
A little bit larger, but taking up the same space. Yeah. So basically, it's.
I would imagine more like a big horse size, you know?
Yeah. It's not super imposing in size or whatever. No.
We'd like to thank you for your hospitality, and don't mind the things Gregor says. He's sometimes he doesn't think before he speaks.
This place, you made it.
I have not made it. I am simply its custodian. and I intend to use this place. And with a whiff of its hand, you see a couple of bubbles bubble up from this large pool of blackened ichor. As you can see, a couple of the pieces of bone that stick out begin to coalesce into a complete gnoll skeleton, the black ichor still dripping out from it as the skeleton looks at you and then walks up to the large sphinx. The sphinx reaches up its front paw, where a lipless kiss is given by the skeleton, and then the skeleton bows and walks back and eventually turns into the cave network from which the sphinx came.
If you would like, we're not far away. We could go and fetch the bones from the Draco Lich. Might be a good servant of yours.
Oh, you do not have to worry. My roots of this place run deep, and all that die within my domain will be mine before long. I do not need visitors to grant me what is already mine.
In that case, is there anything that we could grant you that is not yours? Yet.
You could grant me a question that has been plaguing me for some time, which is, why are you here?
We have multiple purposes here. One, you've bear witness to what we've been doing. We've mostly been accumulating a lot of samples. We are under contract for a wizards organization.
And what organization might that be, then?
Cerulean Circle.
Ah, yes. I'm quite familiar with the Cerulean Circle. Very well. This forest has enough samples to grant them their biggest desires of research. I have no need for the trinkets that you carry. But is it really all that brought you here? I'm not speaking just of this patch of dirt. You have sought my inner sanctum, and today you have found it. You had no need to come here just for samples, now have you?
We have another favor we'd like to ask. And maybe even two. I'll look at Iro real quick. Our friend here is looking for someone. I'm not sure if you're able to scry outside of your domain as well, but they are in the near vicinity. I would like to know what's going on with them.
You wish to inquire with me this information?
Yes.
And the other?
We've been asked by an associate to obtain some information that is due. Nido, you seem to be on the wrong foot with this individual, and as a neutral party, we've been asked to simply collect the information.
So you are the messengers that golden boy has sent here?
We're merely mercenaries doing a job.
Well, it is fine that finally I have found clarity within my domain. Very well. You have tread this place with respect thus far. And would it be by mere luck or choice you have not attacked any of my servants?
Oh, we say choice. Yeah.
And you have entertained me thus far. Very well. The outer ledger will be yours for the taking.
Make a small bow.
But perhaps you are searching for information, yes? She moves her hand to the side, and from underneath her robe she gets a staff, seemed to be made entirely of this crystalline corruption. I indeed hold sway over many powers. My eyes can see far. I seclude myself here in my sanctum, and as such, I have perfected the art of gazing into the distant lands of the material plane. I can seek out anything. I can grant you all this information. If you perhaps have information for me.
What would you like to know?
First, a trade for a trade, one person for another. You ask me to find for you a certain individual. You can help me find my own. Where is Nito Crankshaft? Where can I find him?
If you'd like to contact him, I have a way, but a direct location is always difficult. He is basically always on the move, as far as we are aware.
When did you see him last?
Outside of your domain, a couple of days back.
No, less. There was this night.
Oh, this night.
Yeah.
No more than a day ago.
Then I will be able to make do. If you grant me some information on how and where you saw him, I will see if I can find this individual for you. Are we in an agreement?
Will you be fighting Nito?
Fighting Nito is a very, very foolish endeavor.
Oh. Okay. Wait. You have army, yes? Nito still scary?
I have my servants within this wood.
We are under the impression that Nito is strong. How much do you know about him? We don't know much, honestly.
It seems we are conducting negotiations.
Don't get me wrong on this, with all due respect, but it really depends on the reason why you'd like to meet him. Under what we came to understand is that you are not in the best of, well, the contact isn't that great between the two of you right now. We do not mean to stir any trouble. We are not that kind of group.
For one as my own, information is currency. Every piece of information is currency. I will not grant you the knowledge to know what you say is true or not. I simply ask you this. Are you willing to trade one location for another? If not, so it be.
Would you mind if we would discuss for a bit, and preferably you cut us out of your eyes and ears?
There is no thing within my domain that I do not see or hear.
Could you ignore?
I could.
That would be most welcoming.
Then we discuss it with this hearing us.
It will not happen, young vampire.
Very well.
Are you evil?
Amusion begins to mix with irritation, Dragonborn.
As I said, try and ignore the rash speech of my friend. He is quite zealous in his devotion to his deity. He does not mean any harm, though. What would we like to do, guys? Do we...
Tell him where we found Nito. I see
Right.
no problem.
It's just
Yeah.
just a location.
Yeah. Nito can
Yeah.
fend for himself.
Sure. I relay the location of where we last met him.
A bargain is struck. Now then, who is this person that you would like me to locate?
I do a step back and let Arrow do the talking.
So his name is Dagwood. He's a gnome, he's a monk, and he's somewhere in the Archwoods. That's all we know.
The Archwoods. It has been a long time since I peered into those wooded lands. Now I need to look me up real quick.
I'm gonna be serious, guys. This is like a necromancing sphinx dickwad. And I feel like they would grant us a bunch of XP. So
No.
You're such a murder hobo.
I
Well,
also
I
feel
mean-
like we will be killed.
There's this obviously asshole-ish evil guy in front of us.
Not
Oh, he's
all.
not that much of an asshole.
Not all who dabble in necromancy are evil.
Says you, vampire boy.
I'm not
Biased
evil.
much?
With this short description, the eyes of the Sphinx close for a moment, and as Urania opens them up once again, you do not see the deep blue eyes, but instead black voids filled with stars, as starry skies themselves completely. Ah, yes. I can see him now. What do you wish to know about his current state?
How many
Well,
questions do we have?
Yeah.
How much information would you be willing to relay?
You have been friendly thus far. And it seems that the little one has lost a lot of its vigor to resist. I can gaze far and wide within him. I will relay what I can.
So first of all, how is he doing? How is his physical state?
He is annoyed. He looks as if he has been worked to the bone by physical labors. He looks tired, irritated, frustrated even, but healthy.
Can you see where in the Archwoods? No, can you see who he's with?
He is with a very peculiar creature.
A unicorn?
Somewhat, but not exactly the same. Unicorns are but a noble race. The power that emanates from this individual is stronger than any unicorn I have seen. I believe that my eyes are upon a Kirin. It seems to be the source of the gnome's frustration. The gnome is subservient to it, although clearly not of its own volition.
Ask about, like, whatever ichor disease is coming into him that she mentioned.
Appears healthy, from the outside at least.
Well, she mentioned he has been
He
Tired,
looks like
or-
he looks fatigued, like he looks
yeah, but
tired.
she mentioned the corruption runs deep in him or something.
What?
No,
Didn't she say something like that? Oh,
no.
If I did, it was my bad because I didn't mean to say
must
anything.
have misheard. My bad.
Do you know where what he's doing? What he's is he heading somewhere or searching for something?
As of this moment, the two of them are traveling. The gnome is carrying belongings at the back of a cart, which he himself is pulling.
Can you see
My
the
magic-
sun?
The sun?
Yeah, do you know the direction he's heading?
It seems that within the Archwood, it is also night. Because you're a vampire, Allison, and you can't walk during the daylight. You are doing this at night because
Stars, then.
my eye focused but on him. I cannot gaze the moon or starlight from here.
You can talk like you talk to Hannah?
Our agreement was a visage.
But, Hannah, maybe if you ask. We do not like each other. And Gurkal looks at the Necro Sphinx.
Well, girl, I kind of feel like that won't make a difference because she knows it's coming from you because, we're standing in front of her and you're asking me to ask her. So, Mrs. Sphinx, do you maybe want to leave a message in his head for us? Wink, wink.
The Sphinx closes both of its eyes, and as they open up, the normal eyes return, and the starry skies are gone. And it speaks. It seems that for now, this was all that I could glean from his presence. I do indeed possess the power to relay information. But for that, I will need information from you. You have something that interests me. As the Sphinx looks at you, Allison.
Is it inside of me, or is it an object?
Vampirism has long eluded my knowledge. If you were to donate your vampiric blood to me, then I will relay the message.
All due respect, I know a lot can be done with someone's blood. What promise do I have that you'll not use me against us?
The knowledge that if I wanted you dead, you would be so by now.
And in the future?
As long as you do not thwart me, what reason have I to venture forth and do harm upon all you? We are, after all, friends.
If we can come on to an agreement, a promise, that no ill will is done towards our party with me giving you this blood, then I am happy to give it.
Then we are in agreement.
Take out a knife and I cut out a little bit. Hand it over.
Cut out a little bit? Wait, you cut off your...
No, I make a small opening and sap some blood and I hand it over.
The large, with the claw's retracted paw, gets it, turns it into one of the pockets of the flual cloth, and then turns towards you, Iroh. The gift has been given. Now, what gift can I give the ears of Dagwood?
Oh man, now I have to. I think, and I also look a bit at the party. Like, I think something like Iroh is coming. Please take care and don't hurt yourself.
I mean, if the Sphinx can hear what he's saying, like, tell him to scream out where they're headed or something. I don't know. This is just Charlie thinking.
The Sphinx wanted to relay a message, not also say what.
Yeah, but
what
like, isn't it part of the
back.
same process? You know, I
The
don't know.
scrying spell has been concluded right now.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, so I think something like Iroh's coming. Please stay safe, and if you can, head to the city that we were. What was the city again?
That
River
city
Clear.
with the dragonborn.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Wouter said it, and then I talked through
River Clear.
yeah.
That's where you were right now.
We are. So Iroh's on his way. Please stay safe, and don't do anything weird. Come to River Clear if you can.
Otherwise, stall for time.
Yeah.
The Sphinx once again raises up its staff, and for a moment this time, just for a few seconds, the starry skies in the eyes return, and then just as quickly as they came, they are gone once again. And the Sphinx speaks. It is done. A courtesy, then. Dagwood speaks fondly of you, Iroh. But River Clear is outside his grasp. He resides near Archdale.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Now then, I have gained all that I need from you. From inside the robe, a leather-bound ledger is put in front of the Sphinx. It is beautifully made, doesn't seem like older than a week that it was made, like completely no wrinkles whatsoever. A metal frame outlines it, and it's also locked with some sort of metal lock at the front of it.
I take it. Hannah, can you open the bag? Put it in the bag of holding. Thank you very much.
Then with this, we can leave each other as friends as well.
I would agree.
Thank you very much.
Is your business concluded within my domain?
Yeah, I think we got everything we needed.
We've gathered what we need, yet if we happen to wonder upon anything, then there's always more room to investigate, but it would be nice or good to know what to avoid, or at least what people of yours to avoid, so we do not engage in any, well, unnecessary combat.
Do not worry. You will not encounter any of my servants.
Very
The
well.
way will be clear. Go forth now, venture further through my domain. Take trinkets as you see fit, but know that all within this wood belongs to me.
And so it will. Make a small bow again.
The staff returns underneath the cloak, and you can hear a couple of the trees once again make way as they give you one very, very clear path that you can take outside of this place.
We take it.
Yeah.
As we walk away, Gracall follows last, just kind of turning around as he's walking backwards as we're leaving the domain, just making eye contact with the Sphinx, considering just for a moment, then just giving a frown and walking away.
As you do so, the Sphinx slowly backs up back into the cave network until you can see nothing but the two glowing blue eyes gazing from within, and then those two close shut. And that's where we'll take a little break. We will be back at 10:03 to continue the adventures of the pack as they make their way out of the Black and Blights.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Check you later, nerds!
Oh yeah,
Cool.
see you guys soon.
Bye.
And welcome back, everybody. First off, to our raiders, hi! Thank you so much for dropping in. You look so pretty today.
No.
Stop it. I'm sorry, you're making me blush. No, but thank you so much for being here once again. To get you up to speed to all of the nonsense that we have been doing while you were gone, last we left off, our heroes were in this corrupted patch of forest known as the Black and Blights, searching for all kinds of different samples to hand in on a gosh darn literal fetch quest. During all of that, they have fought diseased gnolls, a green ooze, actual living plant matter just blah, 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 rummaging around, Charlie making all of these weird different motions.
Sounds.
Yeah, I'm trying to act out a slime. It's just really difficult,
It's
okay?
difficult to do. It's difficult to do.
Bloop.
And
bloop,
a actual Dracolisk, which shortly turned Allison into stone. But eventually, all of our heroes came towards the heart of this infestation, towards the lair of a Necro Sphinx, a Necromancer Sphinx, going by the name of Urania, who seemingly was pretty friendly to the party, although the communication was a little bit, well, strained and tense. Everything went well. And after, handing over some information and taking some new information with you, you guys are now left to exit this corrupted forest with her blessing, as she spoke very highly of how she was the leader of this entire domain and she saw everything and knew everything and yada yada yada. But here, within the heart of your sanctum, you have also found out some new information on your ongoing questline, namely to find Dagwood, the lost friend of Iroh, which you now, through her scrying magic, have seen a glimpse of. So, with this new information under your belt, all of you are strapped into the horse-drawn carriage and are making your way out of this hellhole.
Well, not strapped per se. Gracall will be walking along in front of it, as always.
Very well. So, do you guys wish to remain here and do some other things, or do you wish to get the heck out of Dodge?
We'd like to get the heck out of Dodge, I believe. But yeah, just on normal walking speed, so it's not that we're gonna rush out. And
you're gonna take care. You're gonna take care.
We don't overtire ourselves. We just take our normal defensive tactics as we go, our exploration tactics. So, defending for me, looking around for Allison, perception for Iroh, perception for Hannah, I believe.
Writing for
Hannah needs to write.
Right, Hannah's writing. My bad. And detect magic for Zell.
And scouts for Lenore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very well. So, perception check from Iroh and a herbalism check for Allison. And this will be the last one, I think.
Could be.
Yes. And which is the last one?
26 again.
26. All
and
right.
24.
And 24 in your perception. Okay. As all of you are leaving this valley, looking on both sides of the valley wall, if you will, you can still see these undead trees, leafless, but still with all different types of candles strewn about them, the followers of Urania, the Necro Sphinx. You make your way outside of this valley and back into the woodland proper. After which you follow your route back that you took into this realm. But this time, after Urania spoke to all of you and said that you were welcome to leave, it does strike you odd to realize that there aren't as much sounds going about. Going into this woodland, you heard all different types of screeches of beasts and whatnot making their way through this harsh living environment. But now, things are awfully eerie quiet.
Too quiet.
Too quiet, no. But I will have you roll one last time on the random encounter table. So, Max, if you would please roll me a d20 through the screen.
Through the screen? Oh, wow.
Yes, through the screen, please.
12.
12. All right. Okay. So with that, normally on your way inward, there was some sort of havoc coming your way every 30 minutes. But now you realize that, Allison, while you are jumping through the meadows, searching for some sort of plant life, it's pretty quiet. And 30 minutes go by, an hour go by, 2 hours in total go by as you guys are making your way outside of this woodland. And eventually, all your hard work of searching herbalistic thingies pays off. Because eventually you do see a patch of some sort of weird plant life. And I'm just going to look it up real quick. Come on, where is it?
Where is it, Precious?
I don't know.
Where is it?
There we go. Because eventually, after this entire night is going by quickly, you have gotten a feel for the land. And you have realized that most of the plant life that has been here is long dead or rotting through this sort of disease that permeates this landscape. Except for this patch that you eventually see, where you see a field of these very strange, completely black plants, all curling together, with leaves that seem to be on the brink of death itself. But as you look towards them, you realize that that is just how they look, and it's not really a plant that is been slowly dying here. It seems to be a plant that actually defies the very disease that ravages this place. And it seems pretty gosh darn interesting with the checks that you rolled. So you take out your trusty different thingies.
I think I'll just let it go now. Yes,
yeah,
obviously.
Yeah. Burn it to the ground. That's what you do. Go ahead and make me a crafting check then. And
I think with a natural 18, a
Woo!
38, it will probably do the job.
Jesus, DC was 65, but for this one, I will let it pass. No, that's a critical success. Well, every crafting check with this is a critical success for you. So as you gather it, you gather a total of 4 different patches of this, and as you touch it, you already feel sort of shiver running through you. a good haul from a place such as this.
Is it
Right.
on the same level as the other crystal that we harvested, or is it a little bit below that?
A little lower than that. It's not going to give you like hundreds of gold pieces of worth, but it's a hefty sum probably.
Okay, nice. Good
And you
to
can
know.
already, you almost can't handle the anticipation of experimenting with it and finding out what it actually does. So in your little notebook, you can for now write down dead-looking plants, then I will know enough.
Okay.
In the meantime, as Allison is doing this, eventually with your new haul, you get to the ready. Iro, what was your perception check?
24.
24.
Yeah.
All right. That will come in pretty handy, because with the 24 in your perception check, you pretty quickly realize that right over there in the forest grounds, things are a little bit more misty than they should. And you can see that from further in the forest, or well, actually outside the forest, because you guys are venturing outside, you can see that some sort of rolling red mist is coming your way. Still pretty far out, because you rolled a pretty decent perception check. So you have a couple of minutes before it actually reaches you, but it is one complete front that seems to slowly but surely cut off your vision. You begin to realize that it is not a normal coloration. There's something in that mist.
Guys, there's a red mist coming. I think we need to turn around or something.
Can we avoid it? Can I climb a tree and see how far it stretches?
You can try. Go ahead and make a perception check.
26.
26, and you have dark vision, correct?
Yeah.
So, with the 26, as you gaze, you see that it is a very thick mist bank, but you do see a slight curvature through this very large red cloud, and it seems to be localized on the forest floor itself. It's not higher up, it's not above the tree, what you call it?
Canopy.
Canopy, thank you very much. Tree roof was in my head, it's whatever. So, but there is a slight curvature, so it does seem to eventually stop. But with your 26 on perception, it's going to be difficult to outrun it. You could try, but it should mean to go off the beaten path.
Outrun it? As in, it's already coming our way?
Yeah, it seems to be expanding from some sort of point up there.
Alright, so
or it's like it's
Gurkhal,
coming your way. It's advancing.
Gurkhal, as he spots it over in the distance, or well, maybe he doesn't even, but he hears this. He walks back towards the carriage and pulls aside the curtains in the back, covering it, and he looks angrily at Cell, remembering that we have on multiple occasions been assaulted by fog conjured up by his people.
Oh, for
So-
fuck's sake.
Gurkhal
No,
just
it is not
stares at
mine.
him.
No, it is not mine. You've seen our mist. It is white. This is red. White, red.
Then, perhaps, you will know more of how to fight it still.
Look, I have no idea what this shit is. It might be some sort of gas leaking from the forest. It might be some malevolent entity. I have no idea.
If we want to avoid fog of your people, how should we avoid?
Well, normally we created our mists to be very difficult to avoid, but it's possible that it could be outrun.
Just checked. It's gonna be difficult. Maybe two things we can do. Either we set up camp, get into a cavern system if we can find something like that. Just hold tight, see if it passes over. Or we'll just travel through.
If it
Hey,
has
guys.
a curvature, can we travel like to our left or right and then kind of go
Yeah.
around it?
Yeah,
I
that was-
just
you
checked
could try
this,
that.
and that's difficult.
Would be difficult. Could be doable, but would be difficult because you would also need to go off the beaten path right now and just
Yeah.
make your way through rough lands with your carriage.
Maybe it's swamp gas and it's flammable.
Could
Shoot a
very well be.
fireball at it.
How far away is
Yeah.
it?
How far away are we?
Right now, it would be like 200-300 feet away from you.
This
If
is
you're
not
gonna-
safe.
If you're gonna set the whole place on fire, the Sphinx is gonna kill us. Hannah, could you very quickly look around if you can find a cavern system or anything? One thing that I did notice is that it does not reach the canopy. So we could just take all of our precious belongings, climb a tree, wait for it to go over, but the horses though.
Yeah.
Can we lift the
All
horses in a
starts-
tree?
No.
Paul starts walking in the fog's direction.
All right, like right now, because you guys have already spoken about this for a couple of minutes. You climbed a
Yeah.
tree, took a look. Like right now, it's 1 minute away.
I think we're gonna have to face it.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
Hannah,
you could try like getting the other way around, but right now I'm picturing all of you just standing still,
Yeah.
discussing what you need to do. So then it's gaining.
No, absolutely. It's creeping closer. That makes sense. So we're at this point. Gurkal just nods. Yes. Iroh speaks truth. And he cracks his neck. Let us fight ghosts.
Can we at least find a place where we can cover our back? Some big rock or anything.
All right.
Easily done.
I say we turn around and we go as far as we can at our reasonable pace until we find a nice defensible location.
Mm-hmm.
And we set up the horses, behind us so that
Against
they're
the rock.
defended.
Yeah.
And we wait because it's going to catch up.
As all of you are setting up defensive positions, weapons at the ready for whatever might be within this cloud. Allison?
Light up a lot of torches around us, around the place that we guard.
Get you some good lighting.
And once the fog gets within... Ooh, I'm sorry, I should have looked this up before I said anything. Once it gets within, let's say, 60 feet,
Okay.
I will walk up a bit ahead of the party and do a produce flame. So I'll spit a small fireball over there and see if anything happens as it hits the fog.
Everything explodes. No. The fireball passes through the red fog, mist, whatever it might be, smoke even, I don't know. And eventually the mote of fire hits the ground in a satisfying thud, and sparks scatter a little bit, but other than that, it doesn't really seem to have effect.
So as the fire dissipates, Gurkal just runs back to the party and falls back in line.
All right.
Any sounds?
Shields ready. Any sounds? Except for the fire being produced by Gurkal, the heavy footfalls that he has, no real sounds coming from the gas.
Any movement?
Except for Gurkal, no real movement that you can see.
Okay. How big was it? Is this going over, like I reached the canopy, I looked at it, would this be something like, hey, we can hold our breath for like 2 minutes, it's over, or that's a long time?
You didn't see the end. You didn't see the end. It was it was enveloping the entire forest up until the canopy itself was like blocking all of the view. So it was just like one complete large cloud. You saw the curvature from it, but it was slight. So you couldn't see the real ends of this area.
I take out a couple of cloth, I dip some water on it, and I hand it out to everyone to put over their face to breathe in.
All right. Go ahead and make a medicine check for me.
As Allison does this,
30.
Gurkal screams at the air. This is your safe passage! No deal then! Will you help us?
I ask Allison for 2 for the horses.
Yep.
Very well. Then, as all of the bandages are done, it's a little bit weird for the horses, and they realize that there's something amiss. Get a little bit uneasy.
If it's smoke, then this should help.
All right. So,
No
with
reply
a
to my scream?
you scream out into the open air. No
Yeah,
response.
because I assume the Sphinx is watching us as always.
No response whatsoever.
Okay.
And at that moment, this red gas just washes over all of you, and you guys are breathing slowly.
Now I'm holding my breath as much as
You're holding
possible.
your breath?
Yeah.
Right. You hold
I
your
think
breath.
all of us are. We put the things over our mouths and noses, and
Only
we
brief when necessary.
we breathe as little as possible.
All right. And as all of you are doing this, everybody can go ahead and make a fortitude saving throw with a +1.
Fortitude is my best save, and this is a great roll, a 17. Oh, that gives us a 33, my man. Nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Didn't roll poorly. Didn't roll very well. Natural 14 for 26.
26, all right.
Got a 22.
22.
At 28.
28, all right. For 2 Hershey's. All right. You guys sit there for a few moments, trying to breathe as little as possible through the wetted cloth that Allison gave you to filter out whatever this is. And soon you do feel a little bit of the stress flowing away, as there is no ghosts, no creatures or whatever within this cloud of gas that has been passing over you. And for once, it just seems pretty normal like that. Eventually, it passes away about 5 to 10 minutes in, dissipates, and you can then see that the gas itself is falling to the floor. So eventually you see it like move over your head, and eventually there's just like this thin, ghostly blanket of red just draping over the forest floor, at which moment you feel confident enough to remove your cloth and look around you. And that was that.
Haha, good think, Allison. Smart man.
Are the horses doing?
The horses are freaking out a little bit, but as Hannah last sessions was also like busy making sure that the horses were fine, I pictured her doing the same right now and just like, shh, it's okay, it's okay. And they are holding themselves together. They don't seem like damaged or like no bloodshot eyes, no zombification or whatever. Nothing out of the ordinary.
All right, guys. There might not be any immediate effects, but if people start seeing things, hearing things, or anything else, let us know. And just know that it might be a hallucination if that happens. We don't know what kind of gas this was.
What?
It might not be real.
Yes. Okay.
By the way, do I have to roll for Melo as well?
No, I'll roll for Melo.
And for Lenore. Or Lenore can just fly in a tree.
Yeah, Lenore
I
will
would have helped him with
eventually, yeah.
I would have helped Melo as well with the thing.
Oh yeah, I've pictured everybody just gets a +1.
Yeah.
Like you guys had good tactics. Allison jumped in with a medicine check. Recall also said like, hey, we're holding our breath. You guys got that bonus going for you.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
We continue.
Good. We live to breathe another day. I say we just continue on, right?
That sounds good.
Yep.
Everybody is having these like doubtful glances because normally when shit hit the fan, it hits very hard and things explode. And you tend to realize what's going on, and all of you now are a little bit uneasy as no effects really sunk in. But that should be fine, right? You gather yourselves, venture forth on your quest.
Do we still get character level appropriate XP reward for this?
I
God, Charlie.
Experience points, Charlie. You do not have to worry, my good sir.
No, I'm joking. I just really love asking for it. I think it's funny. I don't actually care about the XP. It's just funny to ask about it.
Just a guy, XP.
We want the experience.
Oh, fucking time.
Yeah, no, I'm totally kidding. But also, are we level 9 yet?
So how about those magic items, Wouter? But all of you gather yourselves, jump back on your horse-drawn carriage, and venture forth. Still on the lookouts, easily, and eventually, after another pair of hours pass, you guys find yourselves at the edge of this blighted piece of forest. The Sphinx apparently being at least a little bit able of getting harm out of your way. At this moment, however, as you reach the edge and turn back from this blackened forest into a piece of grassland, you begin to realize that the night sky is beginning to turn into a light blue at the edges, as the night is far gone and it's about to be morning. Elson?
I just want to check one thing, just to make sure that we're not in another dimension or anything. And that is if we walked back to our original place, if our tracks were still there.
Go ahead and make
We backtraced a little bit. 29.
You do see your own tracks. And also, as you exit the forest, you can see the large cart wheel trails drifting off further onto the main road that will eventually, hopefully, lead you back to the town of Riverclear. But, as all of you exit the Black and Blights, it seems that you have overcome this obstacle.
I will get in my coffin.
And Allison goes ahead and has a nice morning sleep. Right now, as you guys have exited the forest, you are about 4 hours away from Riverclear by horse-drawn carriage. And right now it is about 6 in the morning. You have officially cleared the entire night without one moment of rest.
I mean, Gurkal doesn't really have the capacity to have bags under his eyes. But if he could, he would have it. Regardless. Ooh, sweet. I've been fed.
For now, I will ask you, because it was a pretty hefty night, I will ask everybody except for Allison, because Allison is already taking his long rest right now, to go ahead and make a fortitude saving throw. It's not going to be a difficult one, but there is a chance that you might be fatigued from this.
23.
23, you're fine.
27.
Fine.
No, 28.
Still fine. Still fine. Iro? Don't eat your dice.
Which modifier again?
Fortitude.
Fortitude saving throw.
A 23.
Alright. All of you are seemingly fine. Let me just check if Zell's also fine. Oh yeah, that's a natural 16 on the die, so that's to be more than enough. Alright. So it seems that as true adventurers, you can actually work through an entire night without fucking yourself up. Alright. Now that we have left this place, what is next? Heading back to Riverclear? Are we going to set up camp here to take a rest? What are the plans?
It's as follows. We are gonna go to Riverclear, just settle a bit. Maybe get in touch with Phylora that we have all the samples. And then we're gonna head to Archdale.
So, do we hand in the reagents at Riverclear, or is it possible to get Phylora to come there? What was the agreed upon thing?
Well, let me at least inquire with her. I still have 2 of my sending spells left. To inquire.
From the coffin, I yell out, "We also have to get in touch with Nido."
Fuck, that is true as well.
Oh yeah.
Allison, didn't we have a device that we could use to contact him?
Yeah, I'm just searching for it now. It's a little bit difficult here. It's a little bit cramped.
Yeah, just put it outside. Just put it outside. Yes.
Do you want some light? Maybe then you can find it better.
No.
All right. One of you go contact. Wait. Can't we just set up camp here then? If we also need to figure stuff out.
No, we'll just do it on a go.
Yeah.
We still have about a few hours of journey to River.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I say we keep on going. I mean, Iro and Zell, can do the whole summoning Nido thing, and we'll take a little stop.
Fine then. I will contact Violora. He makes a couple of signs in the air as his divine powers granted by the Crescent King elevate his thoughts outside his own mind and venture them forth pew, through the ether towards Violora, which then
He's
receives
just waking
the
up.
message. All right. She spoke of the druid within Riverclear. We can leave the samples with her.
Cool.
Okay.
That's John.
Okay, so for all our new viewers, or just the people who forgot,
There was a druid in Riverclear.
yeah, and Hannah had a total crush on her, and she had a total crush on Hannah, and they were both
true.
piss poor at flirting, and it was
What?
amazing.
No!
And it was the cutest thing ever. And I'm
was
just
really
happy
cute. It was
thinking
really
about it.
Right. But at least that part of the conversation is settled. You can just venture forth over there and just dump all your samples and be done with it. And make a hefty dime, might I say. But next to that, you also still need to contact Nido. So who is going to do that?
Yeah, I'd say Iroh.
Yeah.
Hannah is driving the carriage. Call will be guarding out front as always. So Iroh, right?
I will probably use the device that he gave us and try to contact him, saying that we are heading to Riverclear and that we can...
You switch the button. What do you speak into the device?
Hey Nido, we got your stuff. We are heading to Riverclear, so if you want your ledger, then you should probably just pick it up somewhere on the route to Riverclear, or in Riverclear itself.
Also, bring bagels.
Iroh, it is good to hear from you. I get it that you have the leisure of information for me then. Very good. I will make sure that I find you somewhere on the way. My own business has been concluded as well this night. That should be good.
Cool. Yeah, we'll probably see you somewhere.
He says into nothing.
Those words do not catch the ear of Nido in some sort of way. But you guys want to continue traveling throughout the morning? You're not staying close to this? All right.
Yeah.
If that is the case, then while the morning sun is rising and a couple of hours are slowly creeping by as you guys make your way across the fields, I will need Max to roll me another d20 to see what is on the road as you venture back towards the town.
That's a 4.
That's a 4.
Oh, please let it be bandits. Please let it be bandits. Please let it be bandits.
There isn't well, what number was it? Where is it? I did have. There it is, 12. There was a number was like bandits of way too low level that the party can fuck up. I put it on the list, but alas, what you see as the morning sun is rising, as you make your way across this hewn out street through the fields, is that eventually in the fields, just a little bit to your right, you see a scarecrow. But it's not really just a scarecrow. There is some sort of wooden pole trembled into the earth, but it is adorned with all kinds of ritualistic effigies on short ropes, and it is topped off by this large, whitened skull. It's a little bit of a elongated face, so it's some sort of beast skull, but it's pretty difficult to make out from this distance what it actually might be.
So
it's like 150 feet off to your right in one of the fields.
You guys have to make up this up for yourself. Allison's not there.
Okay, so one more time. A big stone?
No, there's a scarecrow. Some sort of scarecrow. It's still 150 feet off of you in the field to your right, and it is standing there, It has some sort of beast-like skull adorned to it, and it seems to be hanging with different sorts of effigies of like wooden, ritualistic crafted things. But other than that, it's very difficult to see because once again, it is 150 feet away from you.
I have this strong feeling that if we are going to do something with this, that it's gonna come alive. So, I think we should just probably keep on moving.
All of you with bags under your eyes look at each other, figure out like, no, you guys.
Ooh. But I will join the party in this.
Well, if you want to have combat without me, go ahead, but right?
Well,
Or the
Allison, I'll have you know
combat
that's the best kind of combat. Nah,
Or
I
the
don't mean
combat
that.
starts and it's just like, Allison, we need to fight, and we just rip open the lid.
Allison, heal, and then we stick our arm into the coffin.
As you leave this scarecrow untouched, you do not see that as you walk past, a tear flows down its empty eye socket, as it is very disappointed that you ignored it. But it is your game after all. So with that, you venture forth, and after another hour, you do see another certain something. But this time, it's just standing out at the road. And there you can see, standing next to his small metallic apparatus, the golden-skinned, white-puffed-haired, crazy professor of a goblin known as Nito Crankshaft. And as he stands there, he is rummaging with like his large magical wrench, like twisting a couple of buttons, making it bigger and smaller. As eventually he sees all of you. Ah! Very good. There you are then. It is good to see you, pack members, once again.
The Sphinx. Is it evil?
Morality begins to become a little bit difficult for beings of higher power levels.
Well, it has creatures that should be dead, and it speaks in a very mean way. And it lusts for power.
An argument could be made that with the many battle scars that you have received throughout your lifetime, you also should be dead, Krakal. Aren't you happy for the light that your god has bestowed upon you to cure the wounds and make you live once more?
The Sphinx is also afraid of you.
I do not know if fear is the right word, but we have a complicated relationship to be sure.
No. Sphinx says, if you two fight, you easily kill.
Well now, that is an interesting thought.
Yes, but also Sphinx asked us to tell where you are, and we told it. Because we knew now that Sphinx is no match for you. So if you want, you can kill. Sorry, what did you say, Maxime?
So what happened to lying, Recall?
Oh, no. Gricol doesn't like both of these people. Gricol does not like the Sphinx, and he doesn't trust Nito. Like, there's a difference. Like, the Sphinx is obviously evil, but he figures, he can't kill the Sphinx, but Nito can. So, there's an alliance to be had here.
Insert let them fight me.
Yeah. But yeah, so he says, he laughs about this because, he gave them his location, or they gave the Sphinx his location because Nito can kill him anyway.
This will become strenuous in time, I believe. I guess that it cannot be helped.
When you need aid, a brother, or a friend to battle this Sphinx, when the day comes, I wish to taste its blood.
Well, for now, I do not believe that fate is in the stars. But it is good to know that you are thirsty, Krakal. Now then, I believe that you have something of mine, yes?
we do. And I hand over the ledger.
Ah, beautiful. It has been seeped in the information that resides within her lair. It should be very potent. And as he seemingly without effort opens the mechanical lock on the side of the ledger springs open, and you have seen the paper of scrolls, where it's like filled with all different kinds of glowing arcane glyphs and signatures and whatever. And as he opens this book up, you quickly see but a glimpse as all the pages begin to flip one by one. And each and every one of them is scribbled with these sorts of arcane markings. As the book opens, he quickly shoots his eyes from one side to another as he seemingly reads the entire ledger in but an instant, at which moment all of you have seen but a glimpse, and after about 3 or 4 seconds, the entire ledger has been rummaged through, and he slaps it shut with his hand. Very interesting. Closes it up, hands it to his small mechanical bird that is like this small Furby looking like apparatus. As he steps on one of its small feeties, and the bird opens up as a small garbage can, and he just drops the ledger into a black void that is within the bird, and it just claps shut as its interdimensional space is closed up once again. Now then, while I might need a little bit more time to do all of my research, you have held your end of the bargain, and as such, I believe that it was our agreement that I would help you locate a certain individual, yes? Information for information.
We know more about this person now.
That is good news.
And Grakal looks at Iroh and just kind of gives Iroh a little.
Yeah, so the Sphinx already helped us out a little bit. He should be close to Archdale. And he's traveling with a Kevin? Kevin.
A name to be sure, I believe.
I think it should be a...
It's a type of unicorn.
Yeah.
Ah, you are speaking about the magnificent creature of a Kirin, I believe, then.
Ah, yeah.
Although its name could very well be Kevin. Who am I to judge?
So he's with a Kirin somewhere around Archdale, and we really just need to find him.
Who may or may not be named Kevin, which is
Yeah.
a predicament to be sure. Because if we knew that the Kirin was actually called Kevin, it would be way easier to locate it.
Most definitely, yeah.
But now that you already know its location, what services do you require of me then?
Perhaps a way to kill
I look-
it.
No, what? To kill it? Do we need to kill the Kirin?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we?
I don't know.
I'm like, this is out of character, mind you, but I got the impression from what Wouter said that your friend is unwillingly forced to serve this creature. He's bound to it, right? So I just figured Charlie and I guess Grakal just figured this is an evil creature that we need to kill to save Dagwood.
It wasn't like that Dagwood was actually like on a ball and chain or anything, but Dagwood was subservient to this beast, and he was very clearly looking at it with annoyance and like, you motherfucker, making me drag all your shit along, blah, 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 like that sort of stuff.
Then maybe Iroh, now that we know the location-ish, maybe keep it, nice and vague. Something to save him or something to help him?
Can you help us
right?
get there?
Or just get there?
Yeah.
Ah. If you wish to be transported to the facility, then perhaps I can be of some assistance indeed. Although...
Can you speak up a bit? I don't hear you at all.
Ah, excuse me, Allison. As Nito gets from one of its small pockets in his white trench coat some sort of ball on a string, and he throws it into the carriage. Boom, 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 boom. Can you hear me now? And
Yes!
you can hear Nito's voice also coming from that small apparatus that he just threw in the carriage.
Great.
Very good. Communication has been established. But what is the exact location that you wish to come towards then?
Archdale.
Archdale.
We first need to go to Riverclear, but then after that, Archdale.
Very well. As always, I have my own places to be, but it seems that you have come through for me once again. And I, perhaps, am growing a little bit fond of this group of adventurers walking with me. So perhaps, why the heck not? He gets from his pocket, for all intents and purposes, a Rubik's Cube. And it's a little bit mechanic, and it has some nuts and bolts on it. And he begins clink. And with the last clink, one of the squares on the 3x3 square in the middle pops up. Very well, then. This should bring you to where you need to go. It is a one-way ticket, however. And the device will explode itself upon usage. Although it should be a benign explosion. Probably.
Okay, thank you very much.
Perhaps let Allison push the button because his regenerative properties will deem everything less problematic.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
What? I didn't hear you.
Oh, nothing, Allison. You just need to. We have a device that.
I was just saying that you should be the one to blow yourself up to get you to Archdale. Because
Thanks.
you are a vampire.
And what are you? Some kind of demigod? Even the Sphinx is scared of you.
Well, my inventions do explode upon usage, so perhaps it has something to do with that.
Then, let us go. Ito, you said maybe you wish to walk with us.
Well, I could at least go for a little stroll, I believe. Tell me, how
Good.
were your adventures in the Blackened Blights? With another foot, he steps on his small Furby-like bird that then begins to open up. Sweet. As it turns into a small carriage. Although it doesn't have like beams at the front for horses to be able to carry it forward. Instead, it just has 4 wheels and seems to move on its own.
Bizarre.
Yeah, very
How
weird.
bizarre.
Very weird.
Kakal looks at it also in wonder and surprise, and just shakes his head, just kind of to bring himself back. I try to disbelieve Nito.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
20 total.
Fuck, he's still there.
Fuck! Okay, so, still under the guise of the illusion that we call Nito, Kakal once more leads the way, under Hannah's directions, towards Riverclear.
Indeed. And as you guys begin to travel further, you are eventually crossing one large hill as it looks out towards the village of Riverclear. In the distance, about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes more travel, you see during this somewhat chilly autumn morning that the entire night sky has changed into a light blue as the sun is now rising and bathing everything in a beautiful morning light. The river, where Riverclear is built around, is gleaming in the early morning. You can see all different kinds of small fishing boats making ready to venture forth and find any new prey for the day. The town itself is slowly coming alive. What would you like to do?
This is perfect.
Go to the
I
druid.
yeah, Iroh, you're in charge as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Oh, I think we can let Hannah do this.
So you guys just are having a little bit of small talk with Nito. No real thing.
Yeah, we're just kind of talking, enjoying ourselves. We've been through a lot of shit, but at this point, I think our party has been in game together for what, 7-8 months now?
I think less even, to be honest.
Maybe a bit less.
Yeah, like adventuring time. A lot of stuff happens in the day, man.
Yeah, that's fair. So give or take 5 months.
Yeah.
Is my guess. But so at this point, I feel like we've gotten into a routine where we kind of just chatter and banter as we head back towards the city, and we just find a nice place to rest, or in this case, to meet up with Violora.
No, the druid.
You
With the
were
druid,
gonna meet
yeah.
up with Violora. You would just like drop the stuff off at the druid, which seemingly is a contact for the Cerulean Circle. So after dropping off everything there, you should be fine and be able to continue.
Gurkal will propose for Iroh and Hannah to go to the druid.
All right. In the meantime, do we wish to travel further once we reach the River Clear and press the button and plan for ourselves to Archdale altogether, or can we take some time?
Maybe we should rest first, because I haven't been able to prepare any spells.
I think a
really
lot
need
of
sleep.
but I would be asking for a week, I think,
A week.
Why a week?
Once craft.
to craft what I can from the Darkwood.
That is true.
No,
Fair enough. Then that will have to wait for another time.
no week. I want armor for Hannah. Then Gurkal will have to take less attacks for her. But... And he looks over at Iroh. Rush for Dagwood, yes?
Yeah.
Our hunt continues. The tracks must not fade before we find them.
Understood. Then for now, this will be kept in our hall, and let's just say I will take a look at it from time to time.
Sounds good.
All right. Nothing. Nito, you said that you needed to leave. Yes, this is as far as I will go, I am afraid. Good luck, adventurers, on your path. I have no business within the River Clear itself, so I will take my leave here.
Again, Nito. I wish to fight alongside you against great monsters.
I do believe that there might be heading some trouble my way because of the information that you have given out, but that will become clear soon enough, I think.
Then
For now-
you shall have our aid.
And for now, you have your own business to attend to, which is very understandable. But it is good to have reliable contacts within this world. I bid you all farewell. You as well, Allison.
What?
You, good luck being a vampire.
Thanks.
The
All
guards look up.
And then I will take my leave. No, it's before you guys hit the guard. Because you're wondering.
I'm joking.
What Nito does do, however, is just take a very stern left towards the river, and then eventually you see him in the distance just ride his small little cart into the river. The wheels turn into rotors, and then as a small speedboat, he speeds off into the distance.
Okay, so let's recap what our plan is for now. So we're gonna head into River Clear. We're gonna spend basically the day chilling, resting, eating, having a visiting / dropping off / booty calling the local druid.
Hell yeah.
And Gurkal will visit his dragonborn pals at the river. And anyone else want to do anything?
No, I
Well,
guess
that's
the quicker we are at Archdale, the better for Iroh.
Right?
No.
I say we take our time to rest and sleep.
If if by fate and luck the rangers are already here, then we can have a quick conversation with them. But if they're not, then we're just gonna skip that.
As you guys are crossing this last large hill, giving you a nice lookout of the entire town, which is built into this bend in the river. You also, or at least Allison, you ask for the rest of your party members to also take a look at the other side. And gazing outward, you do see the large sawmill, which already in the early hours of the morning has these black billowing puffs of smoke heading out as the fires of industry are roaring within. But at the designated site where you could expect those roaming rangers, there's nothing to be seen.
Cool.
So with that, you make your way into the town, ride your carriage once again through the different cobblestone streets, all the way up towards the beachhead, where there is not only this very, very large inn, built on poles into the river itself, but also where your dragonborn, fellow dragonborn were found, trading all different types of exotic animals from your homeland, Grikal. There at the beach, you set up your carriage, making sure that Allison can have a good rest. Zell also says that I will take my rest here. If anybody is stupid enough to walk upon us and try to stir any trouble, well, it'll be okay. Isn't that right, Allison? That's what I thought.
Good. Then here, our paths go other ways.
My
But
path goes to my bedroll. And he begins to unfurl the bedroll next to Allison's coffin and just...
as sun falls and Kaliga takes the sky, we meet here. Yes? Grikal looks around.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
Yes.
All right. So, with that, is there anything else that we would like to do this session before we call it a day?
Yeah, I definitely want to talk to the Dragonborn, but I want to take more time for that.
Yeah,
so-
we still have 3 minutes left, and I do
Yeah.
believe that Hannah also wants to really talk with Le Druid as we drop off all of the samples.
What?
No, I'm just wondering.
I think
Yeah.
we'll get to that next
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Then, with the power invested in me, I will call this session concluded.
Ooh,
Right
Noise.
now.
awesome.
2 minutes early.
Yeah, doesn't happen often.
Doesn't happen often.
Yeah,
Normally I try to cut it off, but right now we have only a couple of things that really need to take time for. So that's a little
Yeah.
bit of a
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just have a good ending point
just one of
and
those.
you just take it, right?
Yeah.
How many days of travel did we skip by getting the TP?
Whew. If we take a look at the
I think quite a few.
map, yeah, a
Yeah,
lot.
I think so too.
It's really nice that we got the favor. Guys, I just want to say, as Wouter's looking up things, we did great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys did good.
Right? Yeah,
You-
I
you
mean,
had-
we talked the air elemental out of trying to conquer the material plane. You know, that's always a win.
Mhm.
Y'all talked the Sphinx into giving us a bunch of stuff and information. And then you came up with the idea to ask for a teleportation from Nito. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of me. I'm proud of everyone.
you
Also,
guys
Wouter,
got
you
lucky.
did okay.
You guys got lucky because there were a lot of different things that could have gone wrong with the random encounters in the Black and Blights that made it a little bit more, let's say, difficult to be friends with the Sphinx, but none of them came to pass. So
I am quite interested in what could have happened with the mist and with the scarecrow and such. But
well,
Yeah,
that just won't come biting you in the ass ever again. I promise you.
Yeah.
No, I think it's more fun to keep that a mystery, right? I agree with Maxime. I'm also ridiculously curious. But on the other hand, never knowing is part of the fun too, right?
Yep.
I agree. Yeah, I am very curious, but indeed, it's I'm curious because we don't know, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, and my vampirism came to be in this session as well, being able to pick up the item, just not having no diseases, etc. That's nice. I like it.
Yeah. And to answer your question real quick, Max, you guys, at least a week. at least a week
Yeah,
got just
nice.
cut off to get to Archdale.
Great.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're basically, we might eat. We don't really know Dagwood's exact trajectory, but we might even beat them to it now. Even.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they were on the way there or something. I'm not sure what the BO was, but
Well, while they were scrying, while the Sphinx was scrying on Dagwood, they were walking. Yes,
yeah.
but it's only a momentary gaze, of course. So it's hard
Yeah,
to
of
say,
course,
like,
sure,
is it
but
travel that's been going on for days, or just like heading home after they went to the markets, or I don't know.
that's fair. But
Yeah.
still, it was just, there's a big chance he could have already been gone.
Yeah.
If we had gone there by foot.
And slowly but surely, you guys are gathering some notes on what the frick is going on with Dagwood, which is
Yeah.
also nice.
Yeah.
So who knows
Nice
what kind
new
of predicament this guy
information.
I feel like Dagwood is just in debt. I think that's mostly the
how would you
case.
feel about killing Dagwood?
Oi.
Well, we can also kill Kur now.
That's
what I don't want her
that'd
to
be a
do.
ton of
The
experience.
immortal words of
Yeah.
Matthew Mercer, you can certainly try.
And tradition says that I become a Kur now after I killed him. So yeah, I'm all in.
Shit. Oh shit.
No.
That's what we're going
Paul
for
is
with the
just a
campaign.
god of war, but then a dragonborn.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
For now, at least, we must bid our adieu because there is an entire week. Kitty,
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
there's an entire week ahead of us, and you have a week as well. So come on, chop chop. For now, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, do remember that we are here every gosh darn Sunday to continue this weird, wacky adventure. And while we didn't have a lot of that today, that freaking air elemental was only because the viewers were fucking shit up, which I love. So do realize that all of viewers can also just like dump in the points and add stupid shit to the stream, which we very much like.
Nido is also viewer creation.
Nido is
right?
also a viewer creation, yeah, and slowly but surely becoming a recurring quest giver,
Yeah.
which is also very nice because now you've already aided him twice. So now I'm feeling okay enough to say like, oh hey, he begins to like you guys. And
Yeah, we're starting to get to the friendly reputation.
yeah, you're starting to build a relationship with this guy, and if that happens, then who knows what else he might be.
Yeah, that's when
willing
we
to
get to
share
the
with you.
real quests, where he's like, okay, so I need this dimension dismantled.
Yeah. Okay, so there's this god, and reveal his heart. His name's
Yeah.
Kurunao, and
Yeah, we had this bad card game, and he never gave me the money.
yeah, he's such a sore loser. For now, enjoy the last hour of your weekend. Know that we love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.